Okay, today I'm going to be giving you guys a simplified explanation of painting. When you look at this demo, I'm going to be painting very loosely. So the best thing you can do is when you watch this demo, take off your glasses if you're wearing any. Don't look too intent at the monitor because I'm not getting into any fine detail. When you paint something, it's not at all about the detail. It's about how you are able to make light and form work. So kind of hard to tell how things look. It's kind of hard to get caught in the illusion if you are looking too intently at any individual place. So, to begin with, painting is very much just like sculpting. When you sculpt something, what do? You go to the rock quarry, or you go to the store and you find a stone that's worth carving. You find a stone that is relatively in the shape of whatever it is that you want to carve. You don't go just find any old rock, or you might go and look for stones that look like people that are doing different things, and then you simply refine them. So you'll start with a rock, and then, well, I mean, you can't work with a rock that's in the dark, so you can light a rock. In this case, I'm just going for spherical rocks that are lit from different angles. So this is what you should do, is you should get used to making rocks and lighting them from different angles. Okay, so this is the first skill that any painter should have. Being able to handle lighting from up high and above, from in front, from the side, and also lighting things from behind. From any angle, you should be able to control, the predominant lighting direction. So that's the first thing. You light these rocks. Now, like I said, don't look too closely at this, otherwise you'll only see the banding of the banding of the paint. Now, when you paint something, if I show you here, let's see, where's my flashlight? When you have something like this, shut off the light. I have myself a light source here. Now I'm going to take this light source, I'm going to put it right up to the camera. Now it's facing me. Now this card, it turns white when the light is shining straight at it. As the card turns, it gets progressively darker. Alright, so same thing. If I take the light and I move it, as I start to turn towards the side, things get progressively darker. So the brightness of this card is dependent on the angle at which the light is hitting it. When the light hits it directly straight on, it's going to be bright. As it hits it from the side, that light is going to lose its intensity. So think of that. Always think of the intensity of your color, think of the value, think of where your light source is sitting, and use that to figure out what color you should be using to paint with. So, if I have, let's say I set up the situation where, same thing, our camera is going to be the source of the light. The camera is equipped with a flash, and so this rock is going to be lit straight from the front. Now, knowing this, if I had, say, a flat surface, like a rectangle like that, then it becomes straight. Then it dips away. Then it becomes straight again. Then it comes towards, and then it dips. How would you light this? Well, knowing that the light source is coming from the front, first thing I'm going to do, after filling this all in, this is how we decipher the silhouette. We see the silhouette like so. This is our rock that's sitting in a dark room. We now have to have any surface that's facing the camera, I'm going to light. These surfaces which turn away from the camera, I'm going to dimly light. That is facing the camera, but it's not facing as much. This is facing maybe a little more towards the camera. And then once again, this area here is not facing, well, hang on, this area is not facing quite as much. Now, see that? How the brightness of the surface of the paint that I use is used to indicate how close or far something is. Like I said, if you're looking carefully, if your eyes are focused, defocus them, relax your eyes, and try to sense the illusion that this is a three-dimensional. Hope you can see the illusion. You have to be in this illusion in order for it to work, or you simply won't be able to paint. You'll be sitting there trying to figure out what color should I use, and that is the problem. Okay, so starting again. Oh, come on. Okay, here we are. Supposing that I had a rock this time. Now, by painting with white, it's facing me. By painting with slightly darker colors, it starts to turn away. Painting white, it faces me. Hope you can kind of sense how these different parts, just by using bright light, by using bright paint, I can see that a surface is facing me. So again, fuzz your eyes out, take off your glasses, look at this, and let everything blur. And that's how you can sense. So don't worry about trying to get perfectly smooth transitions when you paint. It's about the sculpting. It's about starting with a rock. Now, in the case of dealing with people, then the sketching part of things is about finding, the dimensions of a good rock. So hang on, let me see if I can just, let's say there's a head there, shoulders about there, torso coming about that way. I'm just sketching, but with a really, really fat pen. And really, it's not so much shoulders or anything like that. I'm just making rocks. I'm just making a bunch of rocks and conjoining them so that if I gotta use the eraser. Okay, so now I have a person. Let's give him something to hold out here. Hand is going to be like so. Constructing him just out of a silhouette. But again, it's not a person. It's just a person-shaped rock. Nothing more. Alright. Now, considering again that we are putting the flash of the camera, we've got a camera flash, so the light is coming directly from the camera. You have to light these different rocks. So these are all the parts that are facing us. You have to figure out which planar surfaces are facing you, and as they turn away, they become dimmer. So value control, you need to control how bright things are. Now I'm using a brush. I mean, you can do this in pretty much any painting program. What I'm doing is nothing special. Okay. Just going through and figuring out which parts are facing the camera using slightly dimmer values and facing them away. So already it's starting to look like something dimensional. It's merely a person-shaped rock. Now, as you paint, you simply refine this person-shaped rock. And eventually you get to this, you just start putting in finer and finer details. You correct things. So I'm going to go through and correct the shape of this person-shaped rock. I'm going to correct the silhouette a bit. I'm going to redraw over things, if I have to. Refine the silhouette. This is to be continued on the next part.